Hello and welcome to a quick tutorial on how to play the Rocketeer versus Third Reich card game. This is a game that accompanies the story of the same name and is found in the appendix of this story and has printable cards that you can paste onto a regular deck of playing cards like this, or just print them out in cardstock. To play the game, it's actually pretty simple. You don't need a whole lot of equipment. I am actually using a dice rolling app that you can find free on whatever Play Store you use, or you can find one on Google, or if you have two six-sided dice, you can use those. The other thing you may want to use is have a piece of paper and a pen or pencil to keep track of some simple statistics. So to start playing, you basically lay out, I would say at least five, probably like 8 or more cards. The more cards you have, the longer the game will go and the more complex it gets. And the more chances you have of using things like power-ups, but the more chance you have of encountering problems with things like health or running out of ammunition. You have a pile here, and that's basically your draw pile that you may use. And the goal is to progress from one card to the other and get to PV at the end. So you have 3 things to keep track of if you're choosing to use this sort of system. There's some ways of simplifying the game for younger players, but it's health, fuel, and ammunition. So Cliff starts off with 12 health. 6 plus 6, that's a total maximum number of a dice roll with 2 six-sided dice is 12. So he starts off with 100% health. Fuel, he starts off with 4. And on Cliff's card, you'll see some visuals that show how much fuel he actually has in his rocket pack. Each flight counts for 1/4 tank. Now he could actually use all 4 segments all at once. You could use it all at once if you wanted to, and that's why it's good to have at least more than 4 cards laid out, so you don't just rocket all the way to the end and then the game ends. So you can actually keep track of fuel on paper, or you can actually turn the card in the direction of the visual on the side to actually kind of signify how much fuel he has visually. And then he starts the game off with 10 rounds of ammunition in his pistol. He has some unarmed attacks as well that generate less damage but don't use any ammunition. So you can choose in combat what you want to do. And so to start playing, you basically turn over the card. Now I've shuffled these before, and so I don't know what I'm going to get. So the first actual card you get is an enemy, German sentry. He has a rifle attack which deals out 4 damage. So to determine what to do here is that we know our health, but we don't know his. And whatever health he gets in the dice roll, which he now has a health of 5, we have to exceed at least half of that. So essentially, half would be 2.5. So our attacks have to deal at least 3 damage. So if you've ever played D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, there's this idea of rolling for initiative. It's kind of like a fair way of determining who goes first. Now you're the player, so you get to roll first to see if that, and so you get a 5, and then we'll roll for him. He gets a 6, so he gets to roll first in the attack. The combat is turn-based. And so let's see if he fires, let's see if it hits, and he gets an 8, so that is enough for a hit. And so he deals out 4 damage, and so 12 minus 4 is 8. So that is your health. So now it's your turn. And let's just say you want to use a pistol attack. And that deals out 3 damage. Let's see if it hits. And it is a 6. So 1 to 6, those are considered misses. 7 to 12 are considered hits. So now you've used up 1 round of ammunition, and now you're with 9 rounds left. Okay, let's see. Now it's his turn. Let's see what he does. He fires again, and let's see if that hits. It does hit, and that's a 7. That deals out another 4 rounds, or another 4 damage. Okay, so now it's your turn. I'm going to fire again with the pistol, and we get a 7. So yes, so at this point we have 8 rounds of ammunition, but he had a 5, his health was 5. We generated 3 damage, so we're able to move on, and that is considered a win for you. we have defeated the enemy there. But there are many more cards left. So now you encounter a castle platform card. So you can use it when you encounter these. Basically, you're scrambling over parts of the castle, which you can either fly to or you can climb over. Now, if you roll a 7 or more, then you can successfully climb to it. If you can't, then you have a choice of either flying to it and using fuel, or you can take your chances with another card and see what you get. So in this case, oh, we get a 10. So that means we can successfully climb to that parapet. And we turn over the next card. And we get another castle platform card. So let's see if we can climb to it. We get a 2. No, we can't. So let's say, okay, let's use up some fuel and let's successfully fly to it. And so to do that, I'm going to put my card over there and I'm going to turn it to the 3/4 tank visual. And then let's turn over the next card and we get another castle platform. Okay, so this is the same deal. Let's see if what we get there, it's a 4. All right, so let's just say like, okay, I don't want to use any more fuel. Let's just take my chances with another card. And so I draw from the pile and oh, we get a rocket trooper. Maybe I should have used the fuel. That's what you get sometimes, right? So in this case, it's very similar in that he has an attack with a submachine gun that deals out 4 damage. So I have 4 health. If he hits me once, this has the potential to basically end the game. So what I might choose to do in this case is totally avoid combat, And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to rocket over him and I'm going to use some fuel. So at this point we have 2, if you want to keep track of it that way. Sometimes discretion is the better part of valor. And so here we go, castle platform. Another one of these. Can I successfully climb it? Yes, I can. So I have progressed to there. And we turn over the next card. Another castle platform. Here is another 7 or more to get to climb. And I get a 2. Okay, so let's just say I choose to fly there again. So I'm going to turn my card to the 1/4 tank of fuel. And turn over the next card. Oh, just what I needed. 3 health. So 7, I have 7 health now. Now, when you get a power-up like this, there's a couple of power-ups throughout the game. Health, ammunition, fuel, and luck. Luck will actually add 2 to any of your rolls. So it's a freebie because not only do you get this, and you can keep that in your inventory, but or you could leave it right there, but you also get to progress 1 forward. All right, let's see what the last card is, and we have a sentry. So this guy, again, same as before. Let's see what his health would be. So he has a health of 12. So I may actually choose in this case, like you could choose to do to just rocket over him and get to the end, but we could also choose to do combat, right? So let's put it down at 12 here so we remember what that is. And let's actually determine who goes first. So roll for initiative for, you get to go first because you're the player. You get a 6. He gets an 8, so he gets to go first. So if he hits you once, that will take you down quite a bit. So let's just see what we end up with. So he gets to go and he fires basically, and he gets a 7. So that is considered a hit. So now you are back down to 3 health. All right, now it's your turn. So let's just say I'm going to use a pistol attack. And you get a 7 as well. So that is considered a hit. 9. Now, let's just say at this point, you're like, well, the hell with this. I think I'm going to, midway through the combat, I've had enough of this. I'm going to just jettison out of here. You can do that. And you can actually end the game at that point. And so you would actually use up all of your fuel getting to PV, but you've now won the game. So that gives you an idea of some of the things that you can do in the game. There's some choices that you can make, whether you choose to engage in combat, whether you choose to use unarmed attacks or armed ones, depending on their amount of damage, and some of the power-ups that you have. So you can actually simplify combat a little bit by taking out that aspect of it. So for younger players, if you don't want to get into the nitty-gritty of combat and shooting and things like that, what you could do is in a confrontation like this is instead of rolling for initiative and talking about what attack you want to use, you basically just both roll. So let's just say the Rocketeer rolls an 8, the Germans, you roll for the German sentry, and it is a 5. You are considered the winner there because you got more. And you basically just progress to the next card. Now, if you wanted to, say the roles were reversed and you got a 5 and he got an 8, you would be considered the quote-unquote loser in that case, but you still get to progress forward. It's just that you take damage. So you subtract 4, in this case, from whatever your health was. And so if you have enough health to continue, then you sort of lick your wounds, but you move on to the next card. So that's kind of a simpler way of dealing with it. So obviously open to questions. This is still in beta testing mode, but if you have other thoughts or questions, suggestions, ideas, I'd love to hear them, and send me a message. And have fun playing Rocketeer versus the Third Reich, because I've certainly had fun making it.